Good afternoon. This is Thursday, July 23rd. I'm Gary Pace, the County Public Health Officer, and we're going to give you the coronavirus update. The current numbers in California, there's 425,000 total cases since the beginning and 8,000 deaths. We continue to see a significant increase in cases and hospitalizations throughout the region and throughout the state. Leakage is at a higher level than previously, but not with the explosive increases at this point that we're seeing in other places. We have a total of 158 cases, 21 that are active. 3 people are in the hospital, 2 are in the county, 2 are out of the county now at a higher level of care, and 1 is in the county. Our variance metrics are still below the line that would lead us to get on the state's watch list, which ends up having them bring on more restrictions. So can we do anything to prevent going onto the watch list? That's really the big question right now. This list is a part of the way that the state is trying to slow down the transmission of the virus. We've seen that when society is more closed down, like we were in March and April, the risks of COVID are much less. When they loosen up these restrictions, the virus seems to move around a lot more and people get sicker. By taking these measures that we did back then, we were actually able to slow the transmission down, but it's really disruptive to society and hard to live that way. So the governor's team is monitoring the data of each county now to see when it looks like things are worsening. When things do get worse, they will go ahead and put the county on the watch list and start adding more restrictions. Right now, there's something like 35 counties around the state out of 58 that are on the watch list, and most of the most populous counties are there. So there's something like between 80 and 90% of the state's population is currently on the watch list. When they get on the list, more businesses are forced to close down and schools aren't able to open. If the number of cases continues to rise in the county, it seems that the next step that they're going to do is to go ahead and add the full shelter in place, like what we were back in other previous months. And that's what they're starting to consider now in LA and other counties down south, that the situation is pretty bad. So we are encouraging people to use masks, to continue with social distancing, and to avoid group settings with people outside of your household. The scientific evidence is becoming more and more clear that these strategies are successful if they're used. There's a few new studies that have come out recently that are pretty clearly show that people that wear masks don't spread it nearly as much as the people that don't wear masks. And that's been our experience in Lake County as well. When we start doing the contact tracing, the people that wear masks are pretty unlikely to spread it to the people they come in contact with, even if they're in close contact. So really, this confusion, I think, is being solved. And I think more and more we're really understanding that it's important to do these things. If we want to keep the number of cases down and keep our businesses open, we're going to have to do everything we can to slow the spread of this virus. So our numbers in Lake are slowly rising, and we're close to the threshold where we may need to go onto the watch list. We're hoping the community and the businesses can really focus on taking some of these preventive steps so that we can continue to keep some economic and social activity as we move forward. I'm afraid that we will really be dealing with COVID in our lives for many more months, even if a vaccine does come out, and that's probably quite a ways down the road. If you can do your part, though, maybe we're going to be able to keep the numbers down, keep people out of the hospital, and keep off this watch list so that our businesses and schools can stay open. There's no guarantee of this, but hopefully we can at least slow the process down a little bit and have some more time with more activity and more social connection. So thank you very much.